welcome back to my channel. I'm so happy that you guys again stumbled upon this little corner of YouTube. Okay, my name is Kristen. For those that don't know, I am a marketing girly by day, and I'm also the bestie you did not know you needed by night. All right, and by bestie I mean here on this channel I talk about a couple different things. Number one, lifestyle tips, what it's like being a solo mommy. I said solo, not single, solo. Okay. What it's like, lifestyle tips, any productivity things that I can provide to help make your life better. That's what I'm here for. We also talk about different books I'm reading throughout the month. I also share maybe tips on building confidence because I have a series called Beauty Becomes Her, that the episode of today is going to be another one of those. But it's an episode, these episodes talk about ways to build your beauty within yourself. Before you can put on the makeup, before you can put on the hair and the wigs and the lashes and all the pretty clothes, you got to start from here first, because all of that stuff, once you take it off at night, you still got to look at yourself in the mirror every day. And I'm here to make sure that when you look in that mirror, you love the things that you see. I also shared some nuggets and tidbits in my professional experience on the marketing and business development side that you can take for yourself, for your businesses, if you're solo entrepreneurs, anything like that. We talk about that stuff. But before I go further into what our video of the day is going to be, I want to again send my deepest condolences and prayers out to everyone on the West Coast in California. As I mentioned, I do have family, friends, a lot of loved ones out that way, so I cannot imagine what you guys are kind of going through out there. Anywhere around the world, really. If there's something weighing on your heart and your spirit, just know here in my channel, we're sending prayers your way, okay? Now, I know as I'm building this channel, I want to make sure that you guys know that this is a community, okay? I want you to feel comfortable. I want you to feel like I said, that bestie that you know you needed, tapping on your shoulder, reassuring you, reaffirming anything that you're thinking in your mind that is positive, and making sure that when you are beginning your day, you're beginning it with a smile or just a little nugget and tidbit to take with you from any of the videos and topics that I discuss. So with that, quick announcement. I want to let you guys know I am actively working on my website. I'm so excited and proud about it. This is the marketing girly in me. But this website is going to have basically access to all the videos that we've done thus far. Others that I don't want everyone to see, they're going to be exclusive ones. And then there'll also be some courses as well. So I'll do a lot with marketing in that area, but then also with confidence building ones, because those are things that I think, yes, it's easy to scroll through Instagram and find different influencers like myself that talk about it, but it's another thing to take the message yourself and resonate it. And so with that, I invite you guys to drop your email in the link that I put in the description section. It's a sign up form, really easy. I want to be able to notify you when the website drops, so you're the first to know and you have the first access to it. And you also have an exclusive discount to the first course when it launches in April. So I'm super excited about that. But without further ado, let's get into the topic of the day. We're getting back into our Beauty Becomes Her series. As I mentioned, it's a confidence building one. And then further along, we will get into the makeup and beauty side, but I got to start from within here first. That's just the way it's going to be. So we're going to talk about how you need to show up for yourself every day to be your best self, to be your highest self, to actually reach the goals that you need to reach. You have to show up. That's the way it's got to be. And I'm going to share just, a brief stories from myself, personal journey, but then also give you 5 things to take away from that. So let's story time really quick. When I actually just became a mother, one of the things that I thought I was going to struggle with deeply was managing my career and then also being a first-time mom. I thought I was going to struggle deeply with that, okay? But being the person that I am and being an athlete that I was for quite some time, I built, I guess you can say, routines and habits that stuck with me throughout my whole life. One of them was making sure that I showed up and was very disciplined with things that I did. Back when I played sports, I had coaches. I love them dearly to this day because I thank them now, where they would tell me, hey, if you were on time, you were late for practice. And if you were late, you were running. Okay. So if you were an athlete or a basketball player, any sort of athlete, you know what I mean. And so I always had it in my head that if I was late for something, from there, I would be running sprints in my head. And I'm not a runner. I don't like running, but I do like to work out. Let me be very clear. But running and sprints and suicides were not my thing. So I always use that almost as a consequence to not show up when I needed to and to be where I needed to be. I think there was only one time in my entire athletic career where I was very late, meaning the night before, this was college. My roommate and I at the time, we stayed up, partying, doing what we, college kids do. And we missed our early morning practice. Okay, we showed up when practice was over. And when I say coach made us run so bad, like I don't even know how I was walking to class after that. So that in itself, like, really screamed I needed to tighten up my discipline. And even now, as a solo parent, not single, solo, I have built my life around being disciplined, being resilient, being intentional with what I do, and also finding alignment with those things. And so with that, I actually had a chance to listen to one of my favorite YouTube girlies, Tam Core, today. And one of her videos stuck with me. And if you haven't found her, please do. Her video's in the description section as well. And she talked about the difference between being very disciplined, as I mentioned, and then also being consistent. So for those of you that have built or set goals or New Year's resolutions for the year, this may resonate with you. If you set a goal where you want to lose weight and you decided that one of the things that you wanted to do is start eating healthy. Okay, you're being disciplined by starting that. You're being disciplined by going to the gym, but the real results come from being consistent with it. It's one thing to say, I'm going to go to the gym today, but it's another to make it a part of your life. Because if you make it a part of your life and being consistent every single day, meaning finding that same hour every single day to go to the gym, or finding that going to the grocery store, every time you go to the grocery store, picking up those healthy foods that you like, that are going to make you feel good, you're going to see the results that you want in your goals. So with that, I want to give you guys 5 ways that you can show up for yourself every single day by being both consistent and also being disciplined in your actions. And I'll also share how I'm doing that with myself as well. The first way that you can show up for yourself every single day and show up as your best self, not just for yourself, but your highest self, is get plenty of rest. Okay. I said this on a few reels. I don't know how many times I can make this clear. Your body needs to rest. In order for you to show up confident, bright, vibrant, glowy, ready to go, ready to take on the day, you have to get rest. That's it. Your body needs it. You're not going to be able to show up your best self if you're only getting 2 and 3 hours of sleep. If you're relying on TikTok or Instagram or Facebook, whatever sort of social media to keep you awake and your eyes like this, you're not helping yourself. And that's not going to help you show up for your best self. Now, here's story time. For me, my highest self, the way that I see it, is a woman that is able to get all of the tasks that she set forth for herself done and completed every single day. Now, there may be days I may miss 1 or 2 things, and that's okay. But if I can get the bulk of what I need to get done during the day done, I feel like it's a successful day. And the best way that I do that, because as I mentioned, I am a mother to a little boy, I have to take the time for myself every morning to get myself dressed, to get myself, ready for the day, makeup, shower, all of that stuff. But I need that time in the morning, because if I find myself waking up at 7 o'clock or really close to the time it's time for us to get out the house and to school and to work, I'm not going to be able to get the things I need to get done. And it's going to feel like a rushed day. Not only that, but my son will agree. If mommy is not, having a slow morning, or if she's really rushing, she's having a bad day. That's what he thinks. So with that, I would highly recommend just get yourself some rest, whether it's going to sleep 30 minutes earlier, maybe an hour earlier, kind of push yourself with that. But you want to aim for at least 7 to 8 hours of sleep every single day. If you do that, I can guarantee you're going to be 1% closer to being your best self every single day, because not only are you showing up in a way that makes your body healthier and your mind healthier, but you're also able to show up for other people because you'll be well rested. Number 2, never take a moment for granted, okay? One of the things I'm learning is that time waits for no one. Now, if you've lost loved ones, I've lost grandmothers, I've lost friends, I've lost family members, time doesn't stand still, okay? And in order for us to show up as our best self every day, we have to remember that the moments that we have are very precious. And you want to make sure that you're taking advantage of those moments in a positive way, which means if you have, let's say, so as an example, if you have maybe 2 hours after you get home from work before you start your dinner and your nighttime routine wide and open, I have to ask you, how exactly are you spending that time? Are you calling loved ones you haven't spoken to in a while? Are you maybe doing a 30-minute workout either at home, you don't have to go to a gym, or if you decide to go to a gym? Are you taking time to recharge, build your body, build your strength, build your mind? Are you reading, helpful books like this? Are you, working on your craft? Are you taking a class? What exactly are you doing within those 2 hours? And are you really taking advantage of the time that God has given you? Those are things you have to ask yourself. If you find the time to do your hobbies, to reach out to your loved ones, if that's something that you want, versus doom scrolling or sitting there watching the next episode of the series on Netflix. Yes, I'm talking to you. You're going to be another step closer to becoming your best self, because I guarantee you, your best self is someone that takes advantage of the time that he or she has. The third way to show up as your best self every single day is dress for your highest self. I can't express that enough. First impressions are everything, sweetheart. If you are showing up to, let's say you're going to the grocery store, okay? Maybe you just have to pick up a few things and it's Saturday morning and you ran out of milk. Are you going to run to the store in your pajamas? Or are you going to take just 15 minutes to put on, even if it's just leggings and a nice sweater, and maybe brushing your hair and brushing them teeth? Are you taking the time that you need to dress up and show up as your highest self? If you do that, you're going to be another step closer to being your best self every single day. I remember for quite some time before I had the jobs that I have now, I was working from home. I was a remote worker for a while. I think during COVID, most of us were at some point, and I started to get a little lazy. I'm not gonna lie. I would roll out of bed and just put on, just the top and forget the bottoms because nobody could see me. And I would brush my hair just enough for a puff ball where it doesn't look, messy. It looks neat and clean, but I would never put makeup on. I wouldn't even shower in the morning. I would just be like, well, I'm going at home. Nobody's gonna see me. And because of that, I noticed that at the time I was working in sales, my numbers were very flat. Like there was no I guess you can say noticeable change in my productivity or even my results that I was producing at work. I was hitting my goals, don't get me wrong, but it was, not anything that was spectacular. The moment I sat back and said, although I am working at home like I am right now, let me put a sweater. Let me go take a shower. Let me brush my hair. Maybe even do my eyebrows for a second. Let me do something that's going to make me look alive. When I did that and started doing that, I started to get more energy. I started to feel more alive. Even at work, 9 to 5, I still feel alive, okay? And those are ways that, I've been able to exceed my sales goals numbers. I've been able to switch careers, okay? It's a mindset shift. It's not so much, oh, well, Kristen, you have the skill set. You're going back to school. You're doing all these things. That's very true. But most of it relates to, again, how I'm showing up for myself. I wrote down in my journal that my best self is a CEO. She's a boss. Okay. Would a boss lady show up to work with pajamas on? No, she would not. She'd walk around strut in her heels. She would have her nice Stanley cup. Yes, I do want one of those. And she would have her hair beautiful. She would feel beautiful. She would be glowing as she's flowing. Okay. That is the way that your best self would want you to show up every single day. Number 4, be better than you were yesterday. I don't know how many times you may have heard this, but your worst critic or your worst enemy technically is yourself. And if you are not showing up better than you were the day before, you're not getting closer to that best self every single day. You're plateauing. We don't plateau on this channel. We go up, okay? We go up. We raise the bar. We don't just sit here. We go up. And in doing that, you want to make sure that you are taking into account everything that happened yesterday. Like, for example, for me, I spent a good deal of time working on I guess you can say, a script for a webinar that we're working on for work. It took me a while, but I wanted to make sure I got the words together. I didn't have a lot of time to do my emails. I didn't have a lot of time to do a lot of social posting, and that's okay because that was where my time was dedicated. But today, I'm going to work on the things that need to get done for work. I'm going to go back to the gym because I made a commitment to myself and I've been consistent since post being sick. And on top of that, I am going to go to church because I made a commitment to be there for the little babies and show up as a volunteer. So there's different things that are happening, but I'm going to show up in a way that the person that I was yesterday would be proud of. I'm going to show up in a way that my younger 15-year-old self would be proud of. I'm going to show up in a way that my 7-year-old self would be proud of because my son's a reflection of that. But these are ways that, I'm learning to not only show up for who I used to be, but show up for who I desire to be. And in doing so, again, the reflections that comes back into full circle with journaling, reflection on things that have happened, but it's also thinking about, okay, what is the next step? What is something I could be doing today that I didn't get done yesterday that needs to get done? And the last thing, leave a lasting impression, okay? The way you walk and enter a room, it speaks volumes. Are you walking in with your head like this and, oh, I'm so sad, oh, woe is me? Or are you walking in like you run the place? Are you walking in like you're a boss? Are you walking in with your head held high, smiling, making conversation, making eye contact with the people that you're talking to? Are you doing those things? Because I guarantee your best self is a person that does that. It doesn't matter if you're an introvert or extrovert. None of that matters. It's about how are you making the next person feel? Because if you're making them feel uplifted, that energy is magnetic and it's going to go globally. Let's just say that. It's going to speak volumes. And not only that, it's going to create more opportunities for you. So if you're a person that's like, oh, I'm stuck in this customer service role and I want to be a manager, how are you showing up every day? Are you speaking to everyone? Do you know everyone in your team's name? Do you know what the team has going on for the next few months? Are you researching things? Are you showing up in a way that says, hey, this girl over here or this guy over here, he's ready to be a manager. He's ready to step up. Or are you showing up in a way where you have an attitude and the world is just awful and everything's weighing on your shoulders and everybody's getting on your nerves? Yes, granted, being a people person is not always easy and it doesn't come easy to people. That's not the point. The point is, how are you making others feel when you enter a room? And I guarantee you, your best self is someone that is lighting up that room. Okay. And here on this channel, if you don't even know how to start that, keep listening because my videos are going to show you how to do that. Because me as a person, if I walk in a room and people remember my name, it's funny. My son made a comment about this. He said, Mommy, everywhere you go, everyone knows your name. I'm just like, yeah, kind of, sort of. Not in that way where it's like an arrogant thing. It's just, hey, I played sports all my life. Hey, I made conversations with people. I always remember people by their names, by their faces. I may not remember their phone numbers and email addresses, but I do know what their names are. If I were to walk into, let's say, my old elementary school classroom, we're all 30 now, but I'd be able to say, oh, hey, I remember you. I remember small nuggets about them because here's the thing. It's a marketing secret. In sales, people remember, people love it when you talk about them, or they like to hear when they talk about themselves, right? And so what better way to make someone feel good if you remember just small things about them? And I guarantee you, your higher self, she has a bunch of connections. She's, a person that people can count on, rely on when it comes to like communication. And they know that, when you walk in a room, you're going to make the energy a lot better. Okay. Now with that, I thank you guys from the bottom of my heart for listening. Thank you for following me along this journey. I'm going to have more videos, more nuggets, everything coming your way. I recommend liking, subscribing to my channel because that is where you'll find more content, things like this that will be coming. And again, if you have not already, please click the link in the description below and sign up to receive notification for when I am launching my website because that will have even more nuggets for you. Well, with that, I hope you guys have a terrific day and keep on smiling and keep on creating that better self because that best version of you, she's waiting.